What is photography? It's a box, it's a lens, might be a hole, but it's a way of capturing light on a digital sensor or on film. It's that simple. There's so many different ways and processes and ways of arriving at an image. And we forget that the final product is an image. How good is that image? How interesting is that image? I think that's all that really matters. Is there a good frame? Is the composition nice? How's the light? How are the contrasts and the shadows and the highlights and whatever else you're looking at? I look at all these camera reviews, this and that, and this can do this and this can do that. And at the same time, I'm looking and there's so many photographers. And I feel like if these cameras and this technology is so good, then why aren't there thousands of successful photographers? I have an MFA in studio art. I think I'm a little bit qualified to talk about this subject. I don't know though. I don't know where this is all going, where photography is going. Will it ever be recognized as a real art form? Is it an art form or is it a commercial practice? Maybe they can be separated. Two very different types of photography. I think as a photographer, I don't want to be told what to do. I want to shoot what I want to shoot. I want to sequence it, and I want to put it into a book. That's what I want to do. I don't want to be paid for my time and my services. I want to create. And I think in the end, that's very simple. I want to create. I don't want to sell myself out, take pictures of buildings and portraits and things that don't mean anything to me. I want to create work that matters, that'll stand the test of time. And I want to teach. I want to pass on what I've learned over the last 20 plus years of photography. I look at a lot of photographers right now and they're talking about how they started in 2015, 2016, 2017. And I have to laugh. And I know that there's people that started before I did, came along before I did. But I started photography in 1995. And I did it in a very strange way. I started with Polaroid in 1995. I would take photos. And I would take this archaic scanner that my family had. And I would scan the photos into the scanner. I had this really old version of Photoshop 3.1. And I'd edit them a little bit. See what I could do. Make them better, if possible. This was old technology. But it was new when I was using it. And I just thought maybe I could do something with this, with instant film. It's never really been taken seriously. But I think we've come to a point where you can take instant film seriously. You can blow it up. You can make it big. You can scan it. You can have the original displayed in a gallery. You can make a book. There's all sorts of things you can do. In book format, photography embodies the true essence of the artist. And the fun thing about book photography with a Polaroid is that you really don't lose any integrity of the photograph. You don't have to make a book that's 20 by 30 inches with these real large format photos. With a Polaroid, you can get it across in the right size frame on the right size book. And like I've said, I've blown Instax photos up to 16 by 20, Instax wide. Oh, and another thing. Instax and Polaroid are not the same thing. I'm tired of hearing people pick up an Instax camera, Fuji, and call it a Polaroid. It's not a Polaroid. It's not. Polaroid is gone. What we're dealing with now is the Impossible Project turned into Polaroid. And they're still working on their chemistry. They're still working on their metering system for their i2. But I'm not sure what's better. I mean, I think it's all personal aesthetic. I know that there's a train passing by right now, and you might hear that. But I do know that Instax is a little bit more contrasty. Colors are there. And it's cheaper. But Polaroid, I think of all the things about Polaroid, I think the one thing that's really most intriguing to me is the i2. I don't own one. Never shot on one. Would love to. I want to see what this manual exposure is all about on an instant scale. But that's for another day, and that's for another topic. I'll see if I get one. I don't know how I'm going to. But we'll try. Over and out.